Hey, what's happening, y'all? My name is Mike Walters. I am a portrait and stylized photographer based out of Northwest Florida with about 3 to 5 years of experience under my belt. I got started back in 2020 where, everybody was in the house for a little bit and I didn't have much to do. So I, one, enrolled in school, but along with that, I started learning photography because I needed something to be passionate about. I needed a passion project. But during that time, while I was learning, just watching YouTube videos, using different apps and programs, just using all of these different resources to learn this thing that I think is so cool in photography, it became so overwhelming because I would look at everything and ask myself sometimes, can I learn all of this? Can I handle everything that it means to be a photographer? And that was overwhelming, one, and almost disheartening. But you don't have to learn everything in one shot. You don't have to learn everything in a year, 2 years, 3 years. This is an ongoing learning experience. And I will be the first person to tell you, if you stick with or if you stay thinking about what you don't know right now, you're gonna be fucked. That's the only way I can tell you. You're gonna get stagnant. You're just gonna stop. You're not gonna move anywhere because you're constantly worrying about where the next person is at instead of worrying about what you learned today or what you're gonna do today. Because that's the purpose of photography and art, period. Just to do it. If you're creative, just jump out there and go, man. But when I was a beginner, I really wanted to learn about portrait photography. That's one of the things I've been most interested in. That's one of the things that I like to look at when it comes to any form of media. I like to see pictures if they're stylized or even if it's just like, family portraits. It's something as simple as that. One thing I love about portrait photography is that there are so many ways to do it. You've got just using your camera, you've got strobes, you've got flash, you've got off camera flash, you've got natural light, you've got so many angles and focal lengths that you can use to just craft an image into the way that only you see it. And as a photographer, that's one of the most beautiful things about what we do. So I want to let you, the new guy, know that, hey, you don't know shit yet, and that's okay. We've all been there, man. Just stick with it. You know what I mean? Stick with it. Stay trying to push yourself and stay trying to learn, because if you stop trying, that's when you look up and your camera's got dust on it and you knew the same thing you knew when you started. When I started out, I was just walking around the city taking photos of cars, people, my friends, anybody that I could get in the camera long enough to click and it not look like crap. That was all I was doing. That's what made me happy. And then I upgraded to using strobes, or excuse me, not even strobes, just using continuous lights. The OG, newer soft boxes that are like 35.99 on Amazon. Just putting two of those in front of my subject and just letting the light shine and trying to figure it out. Then after that, I upgraded again to off-camera flash. I skipped a couple of steps just because I learned about this one thing and I jumped right into it. But the different ways of taking photos is insane, because when I'm just using my camera walking out onto the street, it's almost like walking around barefoot because it's just you and the world. You have to be in tune with where the sun is. You have to be in tune with where your subject is, your subject's complexion, their temperament, their height, the people they're around, the environment. You have to be there in the moment and use everything around you. Off camera flash, man, I would have to say is my favorite. That's my number one pick. Oh my God. Me personally, I'll tell you why. Me personally, I love to get the light, shine it in a certain way, and just shape it onto a person. I love the YouTube setup. What you're looking at right now, it's so cool because I have a light pressing down on me and that shadows just cascading on the side, and it just looks cool. That's not what normal life is, but it's normal life at the same time. And I'm sculpting that. I'm sculpting what you see right now. So when I do that with an image, it helps my heart. Excuse me. When I do that with an image, it helps my art shine even more. Not because it looks better or if it's higher quality, because there's so many things that go into a quality photo. You know what I mean? But it's something that makes me feel that sense of, happiness, that sense of giddiness, to where when I take photos, especially if I'm doing off-camera flash or if I'm just bending light in any way, you get a piece of me in that photo because I'm connected with this thing. I'm connected with the product that I'm giving you. Um some people love stuff like that. Some people prefer off-camera flash. Some people prefer not having a flash or a light source at all. They like to get out there and just get their hands dirty. That's one of the beautiful things about what we do, is that there's so many lanes to get in. What I recommend to any newcomer, anybody just getting into photography, find your lane. Find what you love. Find what makes you smile when you get that photo taken. You're gonna have to try out a few different things, but find that one for you and master it. Because once you master that, the photo that's gonna make you money, whether it's wedding photos, event photos, portrait photos, anything, cars, whatever. Once you master what you love, you're gonna go in with the confidence to learn something else. But if you go in thinking just about the money, if you go in going, oh, I'm gonna be this so I can make $1,000 per shoot, per appointment, if people can't see you in your image, they're probably not gonna book you. Um, I truly believe that it's more about the photographer than the photograph. Most people can take a quality photo these days. Most people with an iPhone 15 can take a really nice photo, especially if they're using portrait mode and they know what they're doing with it. You know what I mean? But no one can make my type of art. Nobody can make my type of photos. Nobody can make your type of photos, as long as you figure out what that is and what that means to you. It's a lot of trial and error, of course, and it's a lot of trying out a lot of different things. But the main concept is to remember it's not about the bag. You're gonna get the bag as long as you stay on it. As long as you do what you need to do and stay focused, the money's gonna come. Trust me, the money's gonna come. You put your work out there, people are gonna hit you up. But stay focused on what's important to you, especially early on. It's so easy to lose sight of that. And I think that, reminding each other that we appreciate them being the creators that they are is extremely important. You're gonna have a lot of critics. You're gonna have a lot of people that want to tell you you should shoot like this, or you should use this setting, or you should do that. Try it out, but always remember, if it's not for you, let that shit go. Take something from it, but don't harp on it. If you don't feel it, don't make it yours, because obviously it's not. For instance, I already told you guys, I really like off-camera flash. I really like playing with the light and making it dramatic and making it really, you've seen that already. But what I've been learning now and really trying to master now is the whole capturing the moment. Just taking my camera, like when I was new to this with no equipment but my camera, just going out there and king, 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 getting what I need and getting a quality image from it. But like I said, I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the confidence from doing what I loved already. And being multi-talented or multifaceted in this game, that's going to set you apart. As long as you can put yourself in every image, as long as you can do that, you're going to be set apart and you're going to be you. I can't tell you you're going to be the one that everybody wants to shop with. And to be honest with you, that's a good thing. You're not supposed to do everything. You're not supposed to be, the end all be all when it comes to photography. Sorry, that's just how art works. But as long as you put your best foot forward and you try and you learn and you experiment, and once you learn something, you try something else and just go in with your chest up and your head up high, you're gonna be good, artistically and financially. You gotta work, but it pays you back. Trust me on that, it pays you back. I didn't really have much to talk about in this video outside of the heart component of photography and the jumping off point. Consider this step one. You got your camera, you're trying to figure out where in the hell you're going to next. To be honest with you, everything that I just said, keep that in mind, man. Just go for it. Do you. Don't let anybody tell you who you are, who you aren't. Don't let anybody sway you or discourage you from trying something. But also be open to feedback, be open to advice. Take it all into consideration and make it work for you. I believe that's the number one way to be successful in just about anything. So remember that. Trust yourself, trust advice as just advice. If you're blessed enough to have somebody around you that can kind of show you the way in the form of a mentor or just somebody you can follow around and watch them shoot, that's a great thing as well. That's one of the biggest helps you can get. If you know someone else who just started out as well or is early in their journey in photography as well, I'll tell you right now, it pays dividends to have somebody that you can talk to about this shit. Have somebody that you can trust when it comes to photography and the things we love about it, or the things we're learning about it. There's so many obstacles and hurdles, and believe it or not, there is a point where you can plateau on your skill level until you have somebody around you that's like, hey, look what I just put out. And now you're like, oh shit, I gotta figure out, the way to keep myself relevant, or a way to keep myself on par with this person that I've been working with, or this person I've been learning with. Just keep that fire under your butt, man, and don't stop. I'm gonna make videos maybe once a week. I'll see how everything goes, but hey, I don't know if it's gonna be a step one, step two, step three. Sometimes we might just be editing images, but I will give you every piece of insight I have as a photographer, everything I'm learning. I'm gonna give you me, just like I do in my photos. Just tune in, like, share, and subscribe, baby. Shit, we here, man. And hit that comment section up. If you're a new photographer, tell me what your experience has been so far. Tell me what you want to learn about. Tell me if you've learned something that you think people don't know about that you would like to share. Let's get a dialogue started. I really want to know what the rest of the world is experiencing when it comes to this photography thing. It's such a beautiful concept, and it's such a beautiful thing to do, and it's so rewarding when you see that final image. But yeah, man, hit me up, tune into the next video, hit that bell button, all the standard YouTube quips. I don't know what to say, so I'm out of here. Peace.